Hello everyone and welcome to Best Side Cycling. We're here in Bellevue right next to Main Street and 140th, some of the cycling corridors here in the central part of town. So basically what I want to highlight today is this whole Main Street area, and actually a lot of this whole corridor has recently gone through some of its repavement as part of the pavement preservation. And then as part of this section, I noticed that the lanes actually got a decent bit wider, so it's really good sort of just little peek at stuff that happens around the city. So let's go ride it and see what it's like now. So we're here on Main Street in the Lake Hills neighborhood, going from 140th Avenue to 156th. 140th Avenue is already this sort of well-known Bellevue north-south corridor with at least painted bike lanes, but here we already see some of the new improvements with buffered ones. So this is a picture of what it was like before. Riding it, I can definitely feel and tell that it's wider than what it was previous, so that's nice, as well as we have sort of the more modern green paint and all the sort of mixing and intersections that open up. So definitely appreciate that this is just coming in as just sort of maintenance for the roads. This whole area has sort of been repaved in general, so they just made these slight improvements, which is always nice to see. And then up here as well, you see this crossing. This is actually the lake to lake trail, so going to the left and to the right, you can sort of head towards Phantom Lake and all that, and it's a nice little area. So I really happened to stumble on this by chance as I was just passing by one day and noticed that the bike lane seemed to have gotten wider. So overall, I give it pretty good marks. I mean, it's super smooth pavement. There's extra space now between me and the cars. 25 miles per hour limit, and I think they added maybe a couple of new crossings here, or they updated them. So I know that this probably might not fit for everybody, especially those more comfortable on a trail just away completely from cars, but I definitely will take what we can get, especially here on the east side. And I think the main use of this whole pathway is definitely to connect both of the main ways that you can sort of head north-south in this general area, which is 140th Avenue and then sort of 164th, but namely probably the East Bellevue Greenway. So I'm really excited to see at least improvements to the bike network here in Bellevue, even though it is very limited in the ways to get around. But also I really want to talk about a new project that's coming up, Bike Bellevue. It's an initiative to really add bicycle network improvements to the city's urban core. And all I want to say is that they're considering bike lanes on Bell Red. So that's already a pretty crazy thing if you already know what Bell Red Road is currently like. So lots to talk about there, things that you guys can help to push that along. But the city is at least thinking about how to get bikes on the road, which I really appreciate. So as we get going along here again, on the plaza here to the right, there's a lot of great things that I like around here. A lot of restaurants, Kusuki Ramen, Walmart, groceries, all the works. And then but definitely watch out, because this area has a lot of cars pulling in and out, and that's definitely the main drawback of a design like this in general, of just a buffer bike lane on the road, is definitely getting right hooked, or just cars not noticing you as they are pulling out of driveways or not. Other than that, I really honestly would say I feel pretty comfortable riding on roads like this. I know not everyone is, but yeah, sometimes I feel just worrying about those two things is a lot simpler than sometimes all the things you have to navigate on a trail. So it depends on the type of riding you are, your current experience, how fast you're looking to go, all those things, but there is a place in design for each one. As well as we can see up ahead, there's some new crossings that's been built here. I like it whenever they put up the new flags indicating new sort of bike infrastructure, but unfortunately up ahead I do encounter sort of a really weird scenario. So I'll just let it play out here as we see this buildup of cars for no reason, and my camera started shaking, so I stabilized it more. But this person just parks right in the bike lane, but not even that. They parked right in the middle of like an intersection to help load someone into their car. So there's like 3 other cars that are blocked by that one thing. So I don't even know if that's considered being parking as a bike lane. I think that was just someone idling in a very bad spot. But everyone is safe, so that's what's most important. But as we basically make our way almost to 156 here, yeah, there's a ton of school crossing signs here. I don't know, there's a high school right at the very beginning, but I think there's like just a lot of like elementary school and definitely a lot of residential areas in this sort of place, as well as Bellevue does have a ton of trees through these areas, so I really appreciate like the tree island here in the middle and all that. But yeah, let me know what you think of the video, what you think of these bike lanes, and if you're really curious to hear more about Bike Bellevue and what that entails, let me know too, because I'll be working on a lot of videos about that. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video,
go subscribe to Best Side Cycling.
Best Side Cycling, best bikes in the